काम मूढ़ा प्राण मुखा जजते कुतुभिर्देवा पितृंश्च श्रद्धया अन्वितः सचापि भगवद् धर्मात् काम मूढ़ा प्राण मुखा जजते कुतुभिर्देवा पितृंश्च श्रद्धया अन्वितः. Synonyms: Sah he च api moreover Bhagavad Dharmat from devotional service, Kama Mudha infatuated by lust, Parak Mukha having the face turned away, Jajate worships, Kutubhi with sacrificial ceremonies, Devan the demigods, Pitran the forefathers, Ch and Shraddha with faith, Anvita endowed. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace. A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ji ki Jai. Translation: such persons are ever bereft of devotional service due to being too attached to sense gratification, and therefore, although they perform various kinds of sacrifices and take great vows to satisfy the demigods and forefathers, they are not interested in Krishna consciousness, devotional service. Purport: in Bhagavad Gita 7:20, it is said that persons who worship demigods have lost their intelligence. Kame staistair hrit jnana. They are much attracted to sense gratification and therefore they worship the demigods. It is, of course, recommended in the Vedic scriptures that if one wants money, health, or education, then he should worship the various demigods. A materialistic person has manifold demands, and thus there are manifold demigods to satisfy his senses. The Grahmedis, who want to continue to prosperous materialistic way of life, generally worship the demigods or the forefathers by offering pinda or respectful oblations. Such persons are bereft of Krishna consciousness and are not interested in devotional service to the Lord. This kind of so-called pious and religious man is the result of impersonalism. The impersonalists maintain that the supreme absolute truth has no form and that one can imagine any form he likes for his benefit and worship in that way. Therefore, the Grahmedis or materialistic men say that they can worship any form of demigod as worship of the Supreme Lord. Especially among the Hindus, those who are meat eaters prefer to worship the goddess Kali because it is prescribed that one can sacrifice a goat before that goddess. They maintain that whether one worships that goddess Kali or the Supreme Personality of Godhead Vishnu or any demigod, the destination is the same. This is first class rascaldom, and such people are misled. But they prefer this philosophy. Bhagavad Gita does not accept such rascaldom, and it is clearly stated that such methods are meant for persons who have lost their intelligence. The same judgment is confirmed here, and the word Kama Mudha, meaning one who has lost his sense or is infatuated by the lust of attraction for sense gratification, is used. Kama Mudhas are bereft of Krishna consciousness and devotional service and are infatuated by a strong desire for sense gratification. The worshippers of demigods are condemned both in Bhagavad Gita and in Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Jnanatimandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। श्री चैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवं च श्रीरूपं सागरजातं सहगणा रघुनाथं तं जीवम् साधवेतं सावधूतं परिजनसंगितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवम् श्री राधा कृष्ण पदान सहगणा ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीन बंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्ते। तप्त कंचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानु सुते देवी प्रणामामि हरिप्रिय। वंशकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यश्च पतितनं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम राम। So we welcome all the devotees for joining on this call to hear the glories of Srimad Bhagavatam, especially here through the lotus mouth of Lord Kapila Dev. So this verse, number 2 of chapter 32, is a continuation of verse 1. In verse 1, we can see verse 1 quickly. The translation was, the person who lives in the center of household life drives material benefits by performing religious rituals, and thereby he fulfills his desire for economic development and sense gratification. Again, and he acts in the same way. So here the word used in the first verse is Graha Medhyan. So in the purport, Srila Prabhupada talks about Graha Medhi and Graha Hasta, Grihasta of the first verse. So this Graha Medhyan, the householder, the person who is running his family in his household, in his house, but very attached to his house, very attached to his family, very attached to his senses and sense gratification. That person is called Grahamedi. And his goal is not clear. His goal is not self-realization. But then the Grihastha, Srila Prabhupada writes the difference between Grihastha. Grihastha is also staying with his family, also staying at his home, but he's seeing his home as an ashram. Means some kind of disciplined ashram, means some connection with spirituality. There is some discipline. There are some goals. Goal of self-realization, especially. So that person is a grihastha. Very, very fine line, Maidi and grihasthas, because they both are living in the same situation, but the understanding of goal of life is very different. So that was the first verse, and then we're continuing into the second verse. Here Kapila Muni is saying, Sa chapi, so mean that person who's in Grihmedi mode, he is a prana mukha. He is he's not favorable the translation is having the face turned away, mean he's not favorable, his understanding is not correct, his goal is not set for Krishna consciousness. Pranamukha. Pranamukha for what? Bhagavat Dharmat, for Krishna consciousness. For Krishna consciousness, for self-realization, he is not interested. Pranamukha. Why? Because he is kama mudha. He is bewildered by the senses and sense gratification. And then in that bewilderment, in that confusion, what he's doing? Jajate Kritubhir Devan. He's only worshipping the demigods or Pitrans with lot of Shraddha Anvita, lot of faith. He's thinking that if I worship the Pitras and worship the demigods, I can receive blessings from them for what? For my sense gratification. So that I can have a bigger and better home, bigger and better car, bigger and better family, bigger and better children. So he's very much centered around his own life. And he does receive blessings from the demigods and the Pitras, the forefathers. He worships them. But his goal, his ultimate goal of self-realization is not clear because he's Pranmukha from the Krishna perspective. He's not worshipping, he's not asking the Devas and Pitras to deliver him from this birth, old age, disease, from this materialistic life, and bless him to worship the Bhagavad Dharma, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He's not asking them for those blessings, so he's not receiving those blessings either. He's just receiving the blessings of having better material facilities. This is the verse. Now, I was listening to some of Srila Prabhupada's lectures, and Srila Prabhupada used many times he talked about this Griha Megdi and Griha Hasta. And I was trying to see where it is coming from, the Bhagavatam. So in this first verse, Kapilamani mentions, but then I'll share with you this verse also. This is from Canto 2. It's amazing that Shukadeva Goswami, speaking with Parikshit Maharaj, this is kind of the first verse Shukadeva Goswami speaks in Srimad Bhagavatam. And in that very first verse, he's talking about Griheshu Grihamedinam. This is first verse, first time. And it's very beautiful that how Parikshit Maharaj raised this $1 million question to Shukadeva Goswami. So I was reading this setting, how Parikshit Maharaj actually, great example of a grihastha, how we can follow the example of a grihastha, especially an ideal example of a grihastha. So Parikshit Maharaj, this is just at the end of Canto 1, I believe chapter 19, Parikshit Maharaj is surrounded by all these thousands of sages. And Shukadeva Goswami appears on the scene. And Parikshit Maharaj very respectfully, first we bow down to Shukadeva Goswami. So this is an example of a Grihastha. He's a king, Parikshit Maharaj, but he's an ideal example of a Grihastha. So how Grihastha actually deals with this world, deals with his senses, um, deals with the devotees, deals with Krishna's presence in his life. So Parikshit Maharaj, just in those few verses, uh, he portrays the example of an ideal Grihastha. So as soon as Shukadeva Goswami appears on the scene, Parikshit Maharaj bowed down, and then he tells Shukadeva Goswami, he said, because you are visiting us, me, and all this august assembly of the sages, now this place has become place of pilgrimage. Then he says, it's only, Parikshit Maharaj says to Shukadeva Goswami, he said, it's only by your mercy that I'm able to serve this august assembly of thousands of sages. And then he says wonderfully, he says, by your presence, all the sinful reactions will go away. They will diminish because you are present, because you are so pure by your presence. And then he said something very beautiful. Parikshit Maharaj shows his humility as a Grihastha. He says, Lord Krishna, so he's remembering Lord Krishna. So this is the ideal quality of a Grihastha. He is engaging his senses in remembering Krishna. He's remembering that Lord Krishna is accepting me, the King Parikshit Maharaj, only because I have connection with my grandfather and my forefathers. So this is very important because in this particular verse we're discussing by Lord Kapila, it's mentioned that these Grihmedis worship their pitras and demigods. And here Parikshit Maharaj is also remembering about his pitras, his forefathers, his grandfathers. But what he's saying that I am accepted as a family member of Krishna because Krishna loved my forefathers. And because Krishna loved my forefathers, the Pandavas, because of that, I'm also allowed to enter into the family of Krishna. And then he said, Parikshit Maharaj told Shukadeva Goswami, he said, it's only by Krishna's arrangement that you have appeared in this assembly. Krishna has ordained. It's not just a coincidence. So I was thinking this is a wonderful example of how Grihastha devotee, in this case Parikshit Maharaj, is so careful of how to invite a guest, especially a saintly guest, especially a guest of the stature of Shukdev Goswami. How you praise the guest, how you bring Krishna in the picture, how you show your humble position. Parikshit Maharaj is showing his humble position. And then after doing all that, Parikshit Maharaj then asked that $1,000,000 question to Shukdev Goswami that please tell me what are the duties of all the living entities, but especially the duties of a dying person who is ready to leave this world. And this is the first verse of Shukadeva Goswami answering Parikshit Maharaj. And this verse, this line is used. The reason I'm mentioning you, because Srila Prabhupada used this line many, many, many times in so many of his lectures. Apashyatam Atma Tattvam. Apashyatam Atma Tattvam. Apashyata mean of the blind. Same as we saw that in the other verse, Pranmukha. Pranmukha also means blind. He has turned his face away. That's what Pranmukha means. Similarly, Apashyatam, he is blind to what? Atma Tattvam, the self realization, knowledge of the self. This particular, Sushukdev Goswami is saying, Griha Medhi Nam, he has turned his face away. He is blinded to the idea of self-realization. And how he's doing that? Because this Naranam, because this person, this Nara, us all, we have Sahasrarsha, we have thousands of what? Shrota, Dhyani, we have thousands of things to talk about. Because we have hundreds and thousands of other things to talk about, other than Atma Tattvam, because we are so busy. So this Grih Medi is so busy talking about his family, talking about his career, talking about his life, talking about the problems of life, talking about the children, talking about the bad about everybody else. Because he's so busy, Sahasar Shah, I mean hundreds and thousands of things he has talked about. He's busy. He is now blinded from the concept of self-realization. So I want to read quickly this purport, beautiful purport about Grih Mehdi and Grihastha. This is Shukadev Goswami's verse, and then Srila Prabhupada writes, in the revealed scripture, there are two nomenclatures for the householder life. One is Grihastha and the other is Grih Mehdi. The Grihasthas are those who live together with wife and children. So please mark this. The Grihasthas are those who live together with wife and children, but live transcendentally or realizing the ultimate truth. So they are lifting each other, wife and children and husband, they're lifting each other um, in each other Krishna consciousness. So their care, their love, their affection um, for each other is meant to bring each other closer to Krishna. That's the idea. That's what it means live transcendentally. It's a big word, but that's what technically means. On the other hand, the Graham-Edis, however, are those who live only for the benefit of the family members, extended or centralized, and thus are envious of others. So this is the hallmark of Graham-Edis. They're envious of others. Even within the family, they're envious of others. The word Medhi indicates jealousy of others. The Grahmedis, being interested in family affairs only, are certainly envious of others. Therefore, the Grahmedi is not on good terms with another Grahmedi. And in the extended form, one community, society, or nation is not on good terms with another counterpart of selfish interest. In the age of Kali, all householders are jealous of one another because they're blind to the knowledge of ultimate truth. Blind, apashyatam. They have many subject matters for hearing, political, scientific, social, economic, and so on. I wish we had put here sports also. Sports is one big thing. But due to poor fund of knowledge, they set aside the question of the ultimate miseries of life, namely misery, birth. Fact the human life is meant for making an ultimate solution to birth hold, but the grey these being illusioned by the material nature, forget everything about self-realization. We talked about that. Yeah, we talked about this. So this verse, I was very intrigued that this is the first verse Shukadev Goswami speaks in Srimad Bhagavatam, answering Parikshit Maharaj. And in that very first verse, Shukadev Goswami used the word Griheshu Grihamedhinam. This person, this living entity who is living as Grihamedi, is a Pashyatam Atmatatmam. He's blinded to the self-realization. So on this very auspicious occasion of yesterday we had Sharad Purnima, and this is we're entering into this very auspicious month of Damodar. We can pray to Shri Damodar ji, Shri Govardhan Dhari ji. Diwali is coming up to worship. We also pray to Lord Ram. We pray to Jashoda Mai, who's binding, who's trying to bind Lord Krishna, to bless us so that we don't become proud. Just like in this month, we will hear Govardhan Leela, that somehow our Indradev became proud, and he was not happy with the Brajavasis. We don't become proud of our small, humble service to Lord Krishna. We also pray to Mother Jashoda so that we can also serve her, serve Lord Krishna, like she was serving the Lord with so much affection, so much love. And then we saw in Sharad Purnima yesterday, we were hearing how these hundreds and thousands of Brajavasis with their simple hearts, they ran to the sound of the flute of Lord Krishna when he called all the Brajavasis. So their simplicity of the Brajavasis, the service mood of Yashoda Mai, and not having the proud mood of Indradev. These are the prayers for this month, and getting blessings from Lord Ram so we can invite him to our hearts on the Deepavali day. These are some of the lessons we can meditate to be prepared for this 1 month of Damodar month. Serve each other with love and affection and care, and not keeping just our own family life in the center, but keeping all other devotees in the center of our lives, keeping Krishna in the center of our life. That's our prayer for this Damodar. Thank you very much. We have a minute if somebody would like to comment, share something, would like to appreciate that. Hare Krishna. Any reflection, comment?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, you have explained very nicely. And I have one confusion regarding a month of Kartik calculation. How they calculate after Diwali is the new year comes, Kartik month comes. In our calendar says is Aso Mahina is going on. Then Kartik comes. So how does this Kartik comes early? Can you explain me?
Not technically so enriched, so I will find out a little bit more, and I can share on the Nityam Bhagavad Sevya site at 7 o'clock also. Yes, I'm not sure, Mataji, but I understand your question, but I'll find out the answer.
Okay, thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Degan.
Hari.
I'd like to wish everybody a safe and Krishna conscious day and weekend ahead. Just going back to that question, Mataji, there is a difference between Kartak, which is according to the Gujarati calendar, and there is a difference in Kartik, which is the Damodar Maas. the Gaudiya calendar, Damodar Mas Kartik, is different than Kartak Mas according to the Gujarati calendar. So if that helps.
Okay, I got it. There is a difference. Two wordings are different.
Yeah, Kartak Mas according to the Gujarati calendar is different than Kartik Mas or Damodar Mas according to the Gaudiya calendar. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Okay. Okay. We'd like to wish everybody a safe and Krishna conscious day and weekend ahead. First weekend of this Kartik Damodar Mas. We had a wonderful program yesterday, Sharat Purnima program at the temple. Many devotees also came forward for the Kartik Vrata Sankalpa. The yagya of that Sankalpa will happen tomorrow in the temple. Yeah, so thank you very much for joining it. We'd like to offer our prayers to the Supreme Lord by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Narsingho, Jai Narsingho, Jai Narsingho, Pralatesha, Jaya Padma Mukha Padma Bringam, Ugraviram Mahavishnu Jwalantam Sarvato Mukham Narsingam Bhishanam Bhadram Mityam Namamiham. Narsingha Bhagwan ki Jai, Prahlad Maharaj ki Jai. Let's offer our humble obeisances to all the assembled Vaishnavas. Vancha kalpatarubhasya kripa sindhu bhaya vacha patitanam pavane bhayo Vaishnave bhyo nama namaha. Vaishnavrinda ki jai, Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari.
Thank you, Devi.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna Hare Hare Krishna.